let's speak about a subject that's close to my heart: sales.
Yeah.
What's the most common challenge, or the biggest challenge salespeople are facing today?
I think the biggest challenge, I can only really speak with authority now in 5-star. The biggest challenge I think we face right now is getting customers to pay the rate for a 5-star hotel, because, as you know, there's lots of new entries coming in, and customers' budgets. We always say pharmaceuticals will not, as a rule, use 5-star. That's one of the organisations that are sectors that actually say they actively won't use 5-star. So I think one of our challenges has been able to get across the value we actually offer at 5-star. So yes, you do pay a price to stay in a 5-star hotel, but you are going to get a genuinely very different experience. Now, I'm not biased about that. We can tangibly state that, and if we can get the customer in, they will see it and experience it, and then they'll pay the extra few £100. But I think the challenge that we've had in recent years is lots more competition coming in, lots more. Every group is probably getting 5 or 6 different price quotes. And the agencies, as we know, which I think wastes a huge amount of time, by the way, going in at 3, 4, and 5-star. I mean, you either want one or the other, in my personal opinion. There's a huge amount of time wasted in the sector, as we know, in the way business is actually distributed and how deals are done. But I think the biggest challenge for salespeople right now is being able to compete with all the various options are out there. By looking at events, for example, 20 years ago, there really only was hotels. You look at what's available in London now. You can have an event at the top of a skyscraper. You can have an underground station. You can have a really good event in a pub. You can have it in a football stadium. I mean, I could list about 100 different types of venues that probably didn't exist 20 years ago. And that's all competition, because I still have event space. And trust me, London's got a lot of event space right now that's sitting empty today, including some of mine. So being able to get out there and communicate to your customer exactly how your product differentiates from the other, I think, is the real challenge. And one of the things with our salespeople is they see the customer through from initial inquiry through to departure, which I don't think happens in every hotel. So if you make the sales inquiry here, they'll hand it over to a planner or whatever, but they will meet on arrival, ensure the group is settled in, and they'll also be there in departure. And indeed, sometimes during the entire stay, which gives us a competitive edge. It's quite demanding on the team, because you don't know what time they're going to arrive. But I think that's really important part of differentiating yourself from the rest by having that single point of contact and that commitment from your sales team, that it doesn't start with just converting the inquiry. When I look at the groups, because I did come from a group, it was all about let's convert that sale and convert your extra 10%. Once it went back to the hotel, there wasn't really that much interest in what happened to it. The beauty of being independent is we take you from start to finish and hopefully bring you back again. And we're really strong on resolicitation too. My view is if you get them in, that means they have a budget for this type of product, and they'll probably do it more than once a year. So let's concentrate. The warmest lead is the customer who's already used you. And indeed the one that couldn't get in because the date was available. I'm not sure it's about necessarily building up a lot of prospecting, because I think that's a waste of resource. From a personal view, I think hotels have enough of prospects, if they're a decent size, coming through their doors every day in terms of business you have to decline for whatever reason.
It's just relationship building, isn't it? I mean,
absolutely.
The day this business stops being about people on any level, there is no business. It's all about relationships. And then your style of actually calling it selling feels wrong, because it feels more pulling from the customer rather than pushing onto the customer. So it feels like once the customer has an interest, then you take really great care of looking after that customer and all their needs all the way through, and great ownership. So if the same person looks after the customer, that's amazing ownership over that outcome.
And the aftercare. And the last thing you generally get from a hotel for an event is a bill that's usually wrong. So again, at the Ritz, we send the booker a small gift, say around £25 to £50, depending. And again, it's not dictated. It's not from a list or a schedule. So that booker actually gets something from the event planners, and that's their memory of a small gift that says thank you. That's all you need to do in terms of creating a nice memory. And the billing comes after, rather than the billing being the first thing you get. Just think about it a slightly different way. And then you've got a very warm, in fact, you don't need to make a sales call, because generally what will happen is the client will ring and say thank you for the gift.
Yeah.
So that's the sales call without doing all this whatever they call it, cold calling and stuff like that. I'm not sure how effective that is, because I think you're either buying an event or you're not. And a call into saying, do you want to have an event at the Ritz? How are you going to find the right person in an organization who books events anywhere, who books groups? It all varies so much by company. I think if anyone's the answer to that one, I'd love to meet them. But,
well, I think that you're so right in terms of cold calling. There has to be a relationship there. And then you have to know whether that person has those kind of inquiries to know whether to say, consider me when you're placing your next booking. But it can't be something that you ring somebody up for and say, can I have?
No. Well, we used to, in a previous life, had to make 20 calls a week. And I just think that's really old fashioned. Unless the list is really, really what they call a hot list and it is your current prospects, then that's fine. But cold calling from other lists, personally speaking, that's my own personal view. I don't actually encourage it. Because I think it probably creates a negative impression of your property. As I say, I think there's enough prospects in your business to keep your people on the phones all day long if they need to be.
Wonderful. Hi, I'm Lisa. I hope you enjoyed the film. If you did, please like and share. And if you've got any comments or any questions, just leave them in the box below and I'll come back to you there. Also, the links to my website, Powerful Success, are below as well. Have a little look around there. And I hope you enjoyed the channel and have a really lovely day.